Hi, 7th graders. Today you're going to need your green textbook open up to page 83. We're going to do kind of a different type of vocabulary exercise, focusing on some of the slang words that are used in the story Born Worker, and also kind of figuring out the meanings of those slang words based on the context of the sentences that they appear in. We practice figuring out meanings from the context of the sentences in our vocab from context exercises that we've completed throughout the year before the school dismissal. So that's something that you have had some practice with, but this time, like I said, it's different because it focuses on kind of slang terms. So on page 83, if you look for where it says, the whole page says building vocabulary. And I would like you to look at the section that says strategies for building vocabulary and follow along with me. Informal English also includes slang words and phrases that people make up or adapt for use in their casual speech. The word awesome in the sentence, "That's a totally awesome movie," is an example of slang. Slang terms usually become outdated quickly, although I use the word awesome all the time. Each generation and region creates its own slang. The following strategies can help you understand unfamiliar idioms and slang that you might find in your reading. So it says find context clues. An idiom or slang expression can be confusing if you've never encountered it before. Often you can figure out what idioms and slang mean by thinking about the surrounding words. This is called looking at the context. Considering the following example, or sometimes he'll dash across traffic to the island in the middle of Broadway and give the pigeons a fit. Then I have to go behind him apologizing to all of the old people, getting all upset with the pigeons fluttering around them, scattering their newspapers. And that is from Raymond's Run, the short story Raymond's Run. The description of the pigeon's actions suggests that the slang expression give a fit means frighten or upset. The following passage contains one idiom. The words lean down and huffing and puffing and the preceding action in the story suggest what catch my breath means. So idioms we did talk a little bit about earlier this school year. That would be like, it's raining cats and dogs outside, which does not literally mean that cats and dogs are falling from the sky. It just means that it's raining really hard. Or my little brother's driving me up a wall. He's not in a car literally driving you up and down the walls of your house. It means if someone's driving you up a wall, they're irritating you, they're annoying you. So this idiom, it says, I lean down to catch my breath, and here comes Gretchen walking back, for she's overshot the finish line too, huffing and puffing. So if she's trying to catch her breath and she's huffing and puffing, she's not like literally running after her breath, which is up here in the air, and she's got to try to catch it. She's out of breath. And she's trying to breathe maybe a little bit more slowly so that her breathing becomes more normal. So catch my breath is an example of an idiom that you can figure out the meaning of based on the sentences around it or the sentence that the phrase appears in. So if you look at the exercise 1 through 5, this is what I want you to be doing for homework tonight. You are going to tell me what the word or phrase in parentheses means, or what you think it means, your best guess at what it means, based on the context clues or based on the sentence that it appears in. So you can do this either on the Google Doc, where I'll have the sentences, except instead of underlining the slang term, I'll have it in parentheses. In your book, though, the term is underlined. So if you want to do it on a separate sheet of paper, you can go by the underlined word. So for number 1, there was great music and everyone from school came. It was a very cool party. So explain what the word cool means in your own words based on the context of the sentence. This is not something you have to look up in the glossary. You're making up the meaning, making an educated guess. Number 2, Ernesto can always depend on his brother to stand up for him. What does stand up for? What does it mean to stand up for someone? Number 3, we gave the movie a glowing thumbs up. So what does it mean to give something a thumbs up? Number 4, I was tired and drew a blank when Mr. Wright asked for the answer. So if you're in class and somebody asks you a question and you draw a blank, what does that mean? Number 5, Dara and I were wiped out after practice. If you're wiped out, what does it mean? So again, best guess. You don't have to rewrite the whole sentence. Just tell me next to the sentence, either on the Google Doc or on a separate sheet of paper. You can just write out what you think the underlined term means, or if you're doing the Google Doc, the term in parentheses. And that's all I want you to do for today. I want to remind you guys that you have until Monday of next week, Monday the 15th at 3 p.m. to get any back work into me. Some of you have a lot of work to get done in order to get a passing grade for the last marking period. So you really, really, really need to get busy if you haven't already. And if you're getting some of your back work done, but you still have a lot more to go, you need to try to stay caught up with what I'm doing for the next couple of days, and also kind of double up and do a couple of extra assignments so that you can get some work in for me. I really don't want to give anybody a failing grade. I don't like that. And you're all capable of doing well with this, every single one of you. So make sure that you get your work done. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye, 7th graders.